coming and welcome. And this is my announcement. And my name is Mark Sacha, and I'm running for District Attorney of Erie County. And the first question people ask, I believe, is why? And I think the best answer is I feel a responsibility to reform the Erie County District Attorney's Office and repair the damage that's been done in the past 10 years. And what do I mean about that? I think the best example that I can give is first that there is a special grand jury that is sitting not a half a mile away as we speak. And that special grand jury is addressing public corruption that has been apparent in this county for years. And the reason why I know that is because I attempted, while as an assistant district attorney, to obtain justice for the people of Erie County by having the people who were responsible for the corruption brought to justice. Unfortunately, those same people, those same political operatives who are the subject of this special grand jury controlled the Erie County DA's office. And they still control it. And as a result, we are forced to have the Attorney General of New York State come into Erie County and put together this special grand jury. That is the responsibility. The responsibility in the first instance is for the Erie County District Attorney to do that job, and they have failed entirely to do it, including the present acting DA. And the reasons for that are conflicts of interest and the fact that he and his mentor, Mr. Sedita, were too close to the political entities that were responsible for this corruption, which has apparently infected our institutions to even a greater degree than I worried about. The second example that I would give as to why I need to do this is the way in which cases, very important cases, were being handled. The first case that I'll talk about is the Moss case, Barry Moss case. That case, which was in the grand jury not 200 yards away from where we're standing, resulted in a vote of an indictment. And the law says once a case is indicted, it must be reported out. Yet, the Erie County DA's office, which is supposed to be the entity which is enforcing justice, resorted to tampering with the indictment. And quite frankly, I've been told that the person who actually went to the grand jury illegally and instructed that that indictment be changed was your acting district attorney, Flaherty. That is horrible. The other case I want to mention, and it's very timely that I see that Leslie Meserole is here, is the case of Amanda Winkowski. In that case, at the same time, I'm not making any judgments other than the judgment that the Erie County DA's office did everything it could to obstruct a just result. And they did it for their own selfish political reasons. And that brings me to what the problem is and what the public should know that the problem is. The problem is that we need an independent district attorney who has the experience and courage to render justice. Instead, we have district attorneys who do not have the experience. And I will say right at this minute, I am running in the Democratic primary. I'm going to seek some minor party support. But that the other candidates do not have the experience I have, which is, I will have a handout here for the press. But I spent 22 and a half years there doing the tough cases, taking on the assignments that other people didn't want to do, supervising over 100 DAs, and I did it all without a political godfather and without any political reason for my continuous promotions by 3 different DAs. Instead, we have people running for DA who have never done a major investigation. People who are running for the DA who have never tried a major trial. How could they possibly handle a job which requires extensive experience? So I am going to finish by saying we need a change, and this situation has to change. Cases like the Winkowski case need to be re-examined by an independent DA, and I believe that I am the best person to do that because I owe nothing to the political parties, the political entities that have caused the problem. And I have the best experience by far of any of the candidates involved. So I'm ready to take any questions. I have my family, my wife is here, my son, other people here who are supporting me. And I'm looking forward to the campaign. Does anybody have any questions? Yes.
We'll talk about the effect that it has on everybody down the line when they know something should be prosecuted and it is just not possible. Like the case you brought to Mr. Sabuda. I mean, what happens down the line in the police departments and...
Well, I would say this. In my opinion, police departments were demoralized to some extent. And I'll give you an example. We have a horrible heroin problem in Erie County. And guess who did away with the Erie County Narcotics Unit, which I used to run? Sedita and Flaherty. Yet Flaherty calls all the press weekly. You can't suddenly become a narcotics prosecutor. For years, they did nothing. In fact, they wouldn't even take hand-to-hand buys. And my understanding is the state police came in, and they were the only county in Erie County that was taking the position they were taking. It was an outrage. Now, on the eve of the election, now we have a narcotics unit, and they have the gall to say that it's the first narcotics unit in Erie County. We had a narcotics unit for 25 years. So that's the best answer I can give. Anybody else have questions?
How about minor parties?
I'm seeking the Working Families Party, and I'm seeking the Green Party, and anybody else have any questions?
A year ago, obviously the massive waves of political operatives occurred just a year ago today. What do you make
Was it
of
today?
Yeah, it was a year ago today. We Yeah.
Oh my God!
Till tomorrow. Yeah.
I-
Well, I mean, what do you make of how some of those cases have unfolded, specifically with Steve Pigeon?
It's, although I am happy that there is a special grand jury because something finally appears to be ready to happen. But I am disappointed that it takes 3 years for something. It can't work that way, John. We can't have a system where election law crimes occur and 3 years, it takes 3 years to deal with them. I was the one who made the complaint, one of the complaints 3 years ago that initiated this. And, justice delayed is justice denied. And I hope there is, and I hope there results in some actual indictments here. But my personal opinion, the delay is partly due to politics. And I appeared before the Moreland Commission. I was the last person to speak before the Moreland Commission. And I told them, this is phony because you're not addressing the real problem, which is prosecutors who are conflicted by politics. I assure you, I will not be a prosecutor conflicted by politics. I will be an experienced prosecutor who makes the right decision, which is to do it on the basis of whether or not justice calls for it.
How do you think that applies to this case? That if you say politics is part of the problem.
Okay, let me give an example. The subject matter of this investigation is Steve Pigeon. Steve Pigeon met with Frank Sedita at the time he ran for DA. Steve Pigeon provided support to Frank Sedita at the time he became DA. Guess who was at the meeting with Steve Pigeon and Frank Sedita? Mike Flaherty. Because Mike Flaherty was running the campaign. We shouldn't pick our DAs based upon whose campaign they ran and what political consultant is supporting them. Now, Flaherty's campaign is being run by Jim Egan. And guess who Jim Egan's good friend is? Steve Pigeon. These political consultants shouldn't be running the DA's office. That's horrible. And it will change on day one when I get in there. And the other thing that's going to change, Jen, is the public relations campaign and the hundreds of thousands of dollars that are being spent to send out notices to you guys about every arrest we make. It's good to have transparency, but it's not good to spend tax dollars when you should be spending them doing your job rather than trying to get elected. So, that's the way I feel about it, and I want to cooperate with the media in every way I can. But quite frankly, some of those matters that you're being called for are run-of-the-mill cases, and the only person they don't benefit the public, they just benefit Mike Flaherty. So, that's my answer.
The Barry Moss and Winkowski case, can you talk a little more specifically? What would you do if you were elected to look at those cases?
Well, let me start with this, with the Barry Moss case. The law is very, very clear. It's right in the statute.